Hi, it's Elizabeth Schneider from Wine for Normal People. Thank you so much for being part of the Wine Access Wine for Normal People Wine Club. I am so excited for this shipment, as I always am, because we come up with such cool things for you. I love the Wine Access sourcing team, always such creative stuff. This time, the theme centers around Australia and New Zealand. Now, I'm going to address some of the stereotypes you might have, and then we're going to turn it all on its head, hopefully, as you taste these wines. But the reason that I wanted to do this is because I have been doing a lot of research on Australia and New Zealand for my second book. Now, a lot of that has to do with the history, and now I'm sort of studying more about the terroir. You're going to have to see and wait how I weave it all together. But the thing about it is that with my reading and writing, I was really inspired. And I thought, you know what would be really cool? Let's show a different side of Australian wines and show how great New Zealand wines are in case you haven't, had them in a little while. Now, the reputation of Australian wines is that it's friendly and bold and smooth and fruity with no shortage of high alcohol. But the fact is that Australian wine can't possibly be homogenous because it's a continent. So there's a lot of diversity, and the thing that I'm going to show you in this shipment is the cooler side of Australia. Yes, there is one, and a lot of it focuses around Tasmania. So I have a sparkling Jance, which I will tell you about in that particular tasting video, but sparkling center of the universe for Australia is in Tasmania, and Jance is pretty much the top of the game. Fantastic rosé sparkler, the only one not under screw cap. And then I have the Devil's Corner Chardonnay for you. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love this wine. It gives a whole new perspective on what New World Chardonnay can do with great acidity, just a tiny bit of oak, but it's not going to be over the top. Nothing's over the top about this wine. It is fantastic. So those are the Tasmanian selections, something from Victoria from Yering Station. This is a wine, this winery's been around since the 1800s, and it is a wine that is made in the Côte Rôtie style, a little bit cooler here. So you're going to get some of those black pepper notes, and they blend it with Viognier. So that Côte Rôtie style is really there. It is so delicious. Those floral aromatics, it really will remind you of some of the old world style, again, coming from a cooler climate. And then we couldn't do a shipment of kind of cooler places in Australia without Margaret River. This is the Lewin Estate, one of the founding members of Margaret River of the appellation, and this is their Cabernet from the Prelude Vineyards. Totally typical varietal character. You get the black currant, you get graphite, pencil shavings, cedar, those kinds of things. Some of that is from light oak treatment. It's 13.5% alcohol. You usually do not see Cabernets, even from Bordeaux, with that kind of alcohol. So really light on its feet, great acidity, great tannin altogether. And the New Zealand wines, look, New Zealand has a shorter history, but maybe a little bit more illustrious since the 1980s when Cloudy Bay introduced its Sauvignon Blanc. We have been Sauvignon Blanc crazy, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc crazy. So this time, the Earth Song from Dillon's from the Dillon's Point. This is a single vineyard wine. It is old vines, and I love it. It's got all the grassiness and the grapefruit and the melon and all those tropical fruit notes, but then it also has a saltine cracker salinity to it. Those older vines are bringing something really interesting here. And then finally, the Dog Point, which is, if you love dogs like I do, great name, but no dog on the label. But this is really one of the most prestigious wineries in Marlborough, New Zealand, and this is their Pinot. It is so delicious. Again, sourced from a bit of a cooler area in the Wairau Valley, among other places, but you get a Gamay-like note to this Pinot. So it's really interesting. Sort of falls between Old World and New World, and it's very fruity and very tasty. Again, lower alcohol. One thing you're going to notice, all the wines except for the sparkling under screw cap. That's part of the screw cap initiative for both New Zealand and Australia. Screw caps are fantastic. They are 1,000 times more convenient. They keep the wines very fresh. They're great, especially for young wines that don't need oxygen. And they do well, with midterm agers as well. So, wines that you can age for up to 10 years. These are all spectacular examples. Let's get to tasting, and we will talk about each individual one. Thanks for being part of the club.